basically since the beginning of mankind, there's always been a select few group of people that have been in charge of everybody else. The tribal leaders, the government, the shadow deep state that you never really see in the light of day. But why are we just letting this happen? Why are 99.9% of the people allowing themselves get herded around like sheep? We're not sheep. We can. I'm sorry about that. We were having technical difficulties, and of course, anything that has been said or will be said is completely hypothetical, and by no means am I insinuating that we are being controlled by any group of people or is any of the things that we may discuss by any means true. It's something that if you take serious, you probably need to be medicated. You need to seek professional help immediately because it's baloney. It's something that you have to be a complete kook, a quack, a conspiracy theorist to believe it because we're not being controlled by anybody. It's the land of the free for some. It's the home of the brave for some, right? We're not being controlled by any sort of shadow government. Nothing to freak out about. You're going to be controlled and you're going to be happy about it. No, in all seriousness though, because of course anything that has been said is not to be taken seriously, and of course the side effects of listening to this may be delusional hopes of getting out of the matrix in which you were born into, and again, you just need to be medicated. You need to seek professional help. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I got you to the ledge. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But some people, I've just been hearing it out in the ether that some people feel like that, like we're being controlled and we're being told what to do, and it's being put into these left right ideologies like abortion. Let's kind of start there. First of all, if let's just cut out half of the population immediately. If you have a male part, then you probably should not be contributing to any discussions about whether or not someone should keep a baby inside of them. But despite the way you may, have been raised, despite the way you may think, despite the beliefs that you may strongly have, and this is what God believes, who gives anybody the right to tell somebody else? And it gets sticky, right? Because as well, God says, you know what I mean? Thou shalt not murder. That's murder. There is a life in there. You can even hear the heartbeat. But how many levels down does it go until we say we're not really listening to God anymore? We're listening to a group of people captured by an ideology that has been going through the generations like the fucking plague. At what point do we say, hey, God isn't really telling us any of these? In fact, what has been written down isn't necessarily God at all. It's a game of telephone that has been going through the word of mouth. And then eventually somebody said, hey, I know how to write and I'm going to write it down. And then somebody else said, I don't know how to read that language. And somebody else said, it's okay. I do. And I can transcribe it for you. And then, eventually we have all of the different copies and um, variations of the Bible. And this can go in a whole bunch of different, it's not necessarily Christian, Catholic. It could also be like Muslim, whatever, Buddhist, whatever. We have all of these ideologies that we cling on to. And eventually that ends up being what we're focusing on instead of saying, wait a minute, there's somebody actually taking these ideologies and saying that this is a law. You have to do this or else. You know what I mean? If you live in Texas, you have 6 weeks to find out if you have a baby inside of you if you want to have an abortion. That's crazy. But who is any person to tell another person what they can or can't do to their own body? And I understand there has to be some order. It's not like, oh yes, fuck it. Anarchy. Do whatever you want. Let the rioting and looting and whatever the fuck, all the chaos start to ensue. No, that's not what I'm saying. Um, of course there's a line. You shouldn't take from somebody else. You shouldn't hurt somebody else. Anything that affects somebody else, like that's a good sign that maybe there should be some sort of rule or law that should be in place against it. Don't hurt somebody. Don't take from them. If they work hard to get something, don't take that thing. You know what I mean? Don't hurt a fucking child. Something as horrendous as that. Anything where you are hurting anything else, of course. But let's put that aside. If it's your body, how can somebody get upset? Hey, don't do those drugs. You're not allowed to do that. What do you got there? Are you trying to sell it? No, obviously not trying to sell whatever it is that you like to partake in. It's just a personal amount, but this is still against the law. Why? You're not allowed to use that. You're not allowed to put that in your body. Why not? Because it's a drug. You can't put drugs. Drugs are bad. Okay, they're bad. You can't do that. But what about nicotine? Is that okay? I can like smoke cigarettes. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can get like the gum and chew that, and there's a whole bunch of different ways you can get nicotine if you want nicotine. Okay. I mean, what about like some of my friends like the Xanax? Is that where like you just kind of go around like a zombie? Is that okay? Yeah, yeah. Just go to your doctor. Just tell them you got like anxiety. Anxiety about what, bro? Everything. It's everything. You know. Anxiety that you might go out the street and um, a group of teenagers, and they're going to be multiracial, of course, because diversity. It's going to be a tall black kid and a very scrawny little white kid, but he's the loudest. Um, you're going to have an Asian, Hispanic. Um, like I said, we got a little bit of everything. It's just a multiracial group, and there's like 20 of them. Of course, you got the LGBTQ and all of the letters. They're all in there too. All of the religions, they're all in there. And when I'm gonna go out the street, I'm so anxious that one of them they're gonna come up to me. And I've been thinking about this for a while. I've actually been having a reoccurring dream that I've been talking to with my therapist, and it's where I'm going out the same street in the same group of teenagers, And here we are. My dream's actually coming true. So my therapist told me that I need to confront my fears, and there I am, going out into the street with the multiracial group of misfit teens. I don't know what's about them. They're just these new generations, man. They're scary, and they come up to me and they say something to me that triggers me. I got triggered, and I don't know how I'm supposed to move on from that. Seems though that I got triggered by the exact same thing that I've been dreaming about for weeks, for shit, for fucking months at this point, talking about with my therapist, and he said I was crazy. He said that this would never happen And here I am triggered. Triggered, just like all of the guns that we should not have. It's a scary time. And if you do care at all about my feelings, you can, of course, put down in the comments hashtag I'm praying for you or hashtag you're in my thoughts. Um, any sort of variation of that will do. Of course, you can get creative with it. Just kind of stick to the script. That way, we are on the same page, you know. And this was something that controlled me for a very long time. You know, I wasn't able to go out into the street for shit. It's been like half a decade. I would avoid it. Go the long way, the scenic route to get home. I just said this street wasn't for me. But here I am. I feel like I feel like I'm a new me. I wouldn't say I'm a hero by any means. I wouldn't use that word. I wouldn't use that word. Defender, maybe, maybe. Um, again, hashtag you're in my thoughts. Praying for you. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Abortion. What right? What right do we have? Are we so fragile? Are we so egotistical that we have to put these rules in place in order to feel significant? Because it's not just abortion, it's not just drugs. And yes, the war on drugs is retarded. I mean, retarded. And I understand there's some deadly shit out there. For real though, like my thoughts out or my prayers out or whatever. Now it feels cheesy and like it's not like actually genuine. I think is the word. But for real, like I know there's a lot of people that have died from drugs, but there's a lot of people that jump off of bridges. You know, so that doesn't mean that I want to deconstruct all of the bridges. Um, a friend of mine a while ago, when I was 18, met this dude in Indiana. Cool ass motherfucker. He ended up killing himself like a month or two after I moved away, and he did that shit with a belt. So we can't run from this shit. We can't run. Like at the end of the day, like people are gonna do what people do. You feel me? And for some reason, this compassion that we all have, the empathy that most of us, except for like the psycho and sociopaths out there, we can feel empathy for others, whether it's other people or shit. It's really easy for people to feel it for animals, you know, like for the the family pet, for the cute little bunny trying to cross the road. We can feel empathy. Oh, I hope it doesn't get hit. Oh, yes, it made it. Despite all of that, it can be used and twisted and weaponized against us for control. In fact, it's really easy. We probably made it harder before. Now we just fall in line. And sheep who love to be herded. What is the virtuous thing to do? how can I show you that I'm a good person? And when these things get used against us so effectively, and then few of you know, the minority from the majority, they start to speak up. And it's like, hold on, this doesn't seem right. Maybe we should wake up. Maybe as horrific as it is, you shouldn't get to tell anybody that they can't unlife themselves, you know. And I wouldn't even wish that on my enemy, to have them have somebody else in their life go through that. And they're just sad. They're feeling like, damn, what could I have done? What could I have said? Maybe I should have called more. And all of the thoughts that go through your head when something like this happens, something unspeakable, something that you never actually get an answer to all of your questions to. And something like that, as dark as it is, it exists. And if it impacts somebody else, yes, I feel like there should be some sort of force, some sort of line that says we shouldn't cross this. Yes, nature is, you got animals killing animals, but let's not be the species that's killing themselves. Okay? You know, we got steak, we got a burger, you know what I'm saying? Get some eggs. We don't have to do anything to ourselves for nourishment. You know what I mean? Unless you're a fucking weirdo like Hannibal Lecter or something. Which coincidentally, just kind of like thinking about this, I remember one time when I was in jail, coincidentally, for one of the things that, of course, you should not be controlled about. And I was just enjoying something that is completely legal in multiple states, but not this one. This was years ago. I'm not salty at all. But I remember reading a whole bunch of different books, and I'm not talking about like I am going to read the encyclopedia and I grew to be intelligent. And no, no, I'm not talking about any of that. I was already intelligent. Of course, can't you see? A lot of fiction type of books and all that. So, I don't know if what I'm about to say is 100% true, but I think that it was based off of some true facts. But in this story, don't remember what it's called, don't remember the author. I wish I could credit you. But in this story, I don't even remember all of the details. The TLDR is there was these group of people that had a fetish for eating people, like actual people parts. Excuse me. And I remember I remember somebody damn, I probably should have thought about this before I actually brought it up. But somebody, and I swear to God it correlates. It fucking correlates. I'm gonna bring it back. And I think the protagonist and the main character, they were trying to like figure out, it's like a whodunit, like what's going on or something like that. And they ended up catching these rich weird people that like to eat people, and it was like different body parts or some shit like that. And the twist of the book was that it turns out what they were doing was not illegal whatsoever. So they like tried to get the police on. They got all this evidence, and ended up going, and they're like, "Oh, actually, some people just donate their body, and people can come and just buy that. And if they have a fetish for eating dead people, they can do that, for a fee. It's not free. But if you got some salt, some pepper, some dipping sauce of your choice, any type of seasonings, pots, pans, and you could choose to have like a electric or gas stove if you wanna do it over like a fire or some shit like that. I don't know, some real kumbaya moment. You can order your favorite part, and we're not gonna tell you that you can't do that. However, I I do want to stress that make sure, despite this being completely okay, and by all means, I don't judge. You know, everybody, one love, all lives matter. Yeah, you know, um, I wish you guys were more diverse, actually. And you, I wish you were darker. Like that's how much I include you. I love you guys. Um, so not judging, but I do want to stress that if you do partake in this and the body comes before it's dead, you know what I mean? Let's not cross any lines, okay? Okay, but this is fine. I do have to go. However, there is there's this suburban housewife that just got caught with a gram of marijuana, if you believe it, right there in her purse. Cop pulls her over. Anything could happen at this point. Of course, ends up having to search her car, search her things. Gram of marijuana. So I'm gonna let you guys go. This is okay. As long as you guys pay for the parts that you receive. Eat up. um, I'm gonna think about this when I go to the DMV. I'll tell you that much. When I put that I'm donating my organs and stuff. All right, that's it. That's it. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get that housewife. Jesus Christ. Again, I don't even know if that's is that real. Is that real? Should I even Google that? Should I? That's a weird thing to be on my Google search. But now I'm gonna be thinking about this, and eventually I probably will end up Googling it, or it'll just end up haunting me for the rest of my life. So at least now, if I do it in this way, it could be documented. So, um, how do you even word this? Is it legal to? Oh my God, I feel like I feel like the FBI is gonna like bust in as soon as I hit search. Is it legal to eat? Oh, buy and eat dead human. Oh, it stopped giving me search results. Uh, oh my God. Cannibalism is the consumption of another human's body matter, whether it's consensual or not. In the United States, there are no laws against cannibalism per se, but most, if not all, states have enacted laws that indirectly make it impossible to legally obtain and consume the body matter. Well, um, that's that's gross. That's there there are no laws against cannibalism per se. And shout out to the states, if not all. Oh my God, it says, but most, if not all. That's a little bit weird that it doesn't say all of them for sure without a fact. But it says most, if not all, of these states have enacted some laws that indirectly make it impossible. So if you had like some sort of, again, anything can be weaponized. All of the empathy in the world and the compassion in the world, it could be weaponized. So, you know what I mean? Just put, bam, a religion on it. Tax exempt, of course. Let's get that shit actually certified. It is official. And in my religion, we have this compound full of people, and they've decided to donate their bodies as well. And of course, we get a lot of people, instead of saying you're going to these retirement homes, you actually can just come here. You know, you're close, and we get them fit, we get them active, we make sure they're eating good, they're happy. Happy meat is good meat. The fuck am I talking about? It's good meat. It's good meat. Because what are they gonna do? They're gonna go to Florida. Fuck me if I have to die in a fucking nursing home in Florida. Just go around in my little fucking skin like beep beep. Like, it's fucking just take me off to this what is it, a ranch? This compound, this estate. What do we have? We have an archery club? It's an archery club. Look at these guys. They look fit. I can get fit. I can get back to my prime. Yeah, I can do this. Look at these cougars in here. Yeah, yeah. Everybody's basically dead back in that fucking nursing home that Johnny keeps trying to take me to. Yeah, I'm gonna come here and fuck it. When I die, yeah, yeah, you can donate me. That's the price. I already was an organ donor. You know, this isn't even that hard for me. Easy choice. I would do it every single time. I mean, donate my pancreas, my spleen, um, any of them that work. I am hungry though. I see everybody's in really good shape. Um, I'm just kind of wondering what's for dinner. You know. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna contemplate this. I've made up my mind. I'm here. Let's go. I don't care what you want to call it. Yep. Wasn't that much of a Christian, anyways. I am this religion now. And anybody that wants to come up and try and stop me is not being inclusive. Religious persecution. And that is not to just try to play real religious persecution lightly. Unfortunately, that's a real thing. And it's really weird thinking about religion too. And cannibalism, for some reason, is where this ended up going to, because we have no real laws per se. Makes it hard unless you start a whole religion where it depends upon older people dying and feeding the next group of older people, and basically you just get to eat off of this old, almost dead already meat that gets barbecued and filleted out in the campfire, while you got a bunch of 90-year-olds dancing around with their, titties hanging out, but they start getting bruised on the hips because their titties just keep knocking into their hips as they sway. And then the guy 90-year-olds start laughing at the fact that their titties are just moving around like a damn pendulum. But then their knees start hurting because the same thing happens to them with their balls. And they're just going around this dance fire, hazy, smoke in their eyes. They don't know what the fuck's going on. They don't know what they're eating. It's meat on a stick. They understand that they've sacrificed their organs to be a part of this tribe, but they don't want to know how the sausage gets made. That's uh that's for the people that's controlling all of this. They got it figured out. We don't we don't have to worry about that. Everybody's accepted here. Everything's okay. We found a way around everything. It's real scary, man. It's real fucking scary. I don't know. What gives what gives you the right? What gives you the right to tell me? What gives me the right to tell you? Oh, we recognize that. That's fine. Hmm. So when somebody just says some random shit to you in the store, you don't know them, and tell you how you should raise your kid or how you should present yourself, or I don't know. They say some sort of critique. How about you mind your own business? Okay. Politely shrug it off, knowing damn well you're not gonna actually listen to what they say. Who are you to tell me? You don't know my situation. You don't know what the fuck I've been through. You don't know who I am. You don't know the trials and tribulations that I actually had to jump over. All of the hurdles that I had to skin my knee trying to get past because I couldn't quite jump anymore. And you really thought you understood. You had me fucked up. You had me fucked up for a minute. But I'm back. I've thought about everything. And I realized that you can just mind your own business because you don't know me. And I don't have to worry about that because you don't know me. And it shouldn't even bother me or affect me. It's so easy on a personal level. It's so easy to just shrug off negative comments from people online or whatever because we recognize that so much of it is contextual. And even when the outside person is right, even when there's a third party that can see it from a perspective that where you can only see the storm truly when you are far enough away from it. Even when they're right, it's not one of those things that you have to consider. You have to take that. I have to take that route. And then some of us, we actually complain. We complain to our friends, our families. We hire a therapist, a shrink to complain about a childhood that we had. And there are some people that go through some deep, horrific shit in their childhood. And as somebody that has faced trauma, nothing like crazy though, right? It's contextual, right? Nobody died, right? Wasn't anything serious, right? Of course not. Of course not, because it's not that serious. But coming from that perspective, it threw me off. I got triggered. I got triggered. I think I just got triggered. If you're still here, I need another wave of comments. Hashtag keep me in your hearts. Shit, I needed this. We try to tell all of these stories about how the world should treat us. And we recognize that our special little snowflake of a life. We are all unique individuals. Nobody can truly understand us. This is why some people, and I guess some people would say it's the ones that have a higher intellect, a higher level of consciousness, even though we cannot measure it. It's those people that realize that we are all alone. And it might be a little bit dark, nihilistic, but because everything is so nuanced, how can anybody ever truly understand, right? We recognize the contextual differences of perspectives, meaning because you see what I've gone through a certain way and I see what I've gone through a certain way and vice versa, and we're looking at the same thing, but we're also looking at two different things. And if there's 8 billion people, there's 8 billion different perspectives on earth. One of the biggest mistakes is assuming that our perspectives align, and then when they don't, again, on a personal level, we understand, mind your business. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I've been through. And I don't want to get triggered. I don't want to get triggered. But then on a macro level, it's happening all the time. And then I feel like there is a beach ball that keeps getting thrown around, like abortion, like, you know what I mean? The war on drugs. And it's crazy because so many drugs were manufactured by the same government that is trying to enforce, you know, the or prohibit rather the use of it. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And I've heard it so many times, and you should look it up if you ever want to get curious. But like an example, the whole reason why things like psychedelics got made illegal because they weren't always illegal. The reason why marijuana became illegal because it wasn't always illegal. You know why did these things happen? And we cling on to these. You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that to yourself because you might do something to somebody else. You shouldn't do that to yourself because it might reflect upon everybody else. If I am in a culture that allows abortion, who am I? I don't have a unique thought. I don't have a unique personality. I'm, I'm a part of the group. I'm a part of the pod. I'm a sheeple. And if my group doesn't reflect some of the things that I actually believe, then who am I? What is what does all of this mean? And at risk of getting triggered, it's already starting to happen. At risk of getting triggered, what happens if I speak up and the group doesn't agree? Do they know? Do they know how I feel? It's impossible. Let me just close my eyes. I'm going to put my head back down. This was crazy. I chose I chose the wrong pill. I chose the wrong pill. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back. I like it better. I like it better. Just tell me, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What is the reason of all of this? Now I'm questioning my life. I'm questioning my life now. I'm questioning my purpose. I'm questioning where do I even fit in with all of this? I don't know these answers. This is scary. This is fucking scary. I don't agree with all of this, but I agree with some of it. This doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. No, 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 because that's evil. That's evil, right? Okay, yeah. These existential questions that are lingering in my head, they're starting to become too much, and I need to go back. I need to go back. So instead of trying to figure out a way for myself, can you just tell me what's right and what's wrong? Because yeah, and I want everybody to just be right. I want everything to be good, and yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Everything is okay. Everything's good. And anytime I'm starting to feel any sort of resistance, I'm just going to remind myself of how this felt, of how it felt to actually resist for a little bit. Fuck, man. I don't see how people live like that. They're, it's anarchy. They're anarchists. Um, and they're masochists as well because they just want this pain inflicted on them, and that's all that was. It was fucking pain. It feels so much better to just fucking close my eyes. Like the light was actually, it was blinding, and I appreciate the sight of not seeing. Ignorance is bliss, man. Ignorance is bliss. Just just tell me what we're talking about. You know, I mean, I don't care. You know, I don't care. We should be able to. We could change anything. We could do anything, anything at all, and then we can also tell other people not to do shit. Look down at them. In fact, I'm already imagining this pedestal. Just had to sit my chair up higher because I'm enlightened now. I'm better. I'm just better. Just better. And drugs are bad. Okay. Abortion is murder. In fact, I think that I think we need to draw the line further back. The sand, and I'm gonna come back down to the rest of these anarchists so beneath me. But I think we need to draw the line further back in the fucking sand. The tide is fucking coming. The tide is coming. Winter is coming, and you don't have your fucking jacket. Fuck 6 weeks. I don't care if she barely knows that she's pregnant. Don't care. She just missed her period. It happens all the time because she has an irregular period, like many women. I don't fucking care. It's 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks. And still, that line is too far out. The tide is fucking coming. And I know what you're thinking. All abortion. I don't care how many weeks. It could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. All of it is illegal. That's still, it's not enough. It's not enough. Because, yes, it will help. We will save so many babies' lives. We will solve the the population crisis. In Jesus' name. But it's not enough. If we take it further back, where does this all start? It starts with one man and one woman under God, and anybody that wants to conceptualize their marriage, because yes, marriage is mandated. Um, Anybody that wants to do that, you better have the intentions of reproducing. Condoms, immediate fee. You thought that fucking housewife with the gram was something? You're going to jail. You're going to fucking jail. All right? You're going to fucking jail. This is so much more serious. You have no idea the type of deep shit that you're into. Why the fuck are you using a condom? And don't give me that sexual transmitted disease shit. Because I know you don't give a fuck. Because you're a man whore. And you fuck anything, don't you? Don't you? If you cared, you would have them get tested. So don't tell me about an STD. Why the fuck do you think it's okay to have this prophylactic, sir? Do you think that this latex condom is an appropriate thing to walk around with? Nah, I know you're just trying to be safe, like what the kids say. I know it's hip. And listen, I was a kid once too. I understand. Look, you see how I'm making eye contact with you right now? That's me understanding, and that's us having a connection. We're friends. I was you, and you will be me. I promise. It's okay. I know you're just trying to be safe. But anytime I see these, it's basically just murdered children, you know? And I can't, with good consciousness, go home to my wife, and who I love and am cherished to. I can't, in good consciousness, go home and think about all of these dead babies. You have 3 condoms here. 3. And by my math, that is potentially at least 3 different children, especially based off of your track record. Like I said, you're a man whore. This could be 3 different women. I am not to get confused and to think that this would be with the same one, because you should be married and you need Jesus. By my calculations, that's at least 3. And potentially even more. Twins. Triplets. You get 3 triplets, that's 9 fucking kids. You have 9 dead babies on your hands now, sir. And you just thought you were walking around with a condom. 9 dead babies. What kind of sicko goes to sleep at night knowing what they have? It's right there in their fucking glove compartment, or their sock drawer, or their pocket. Who keeps a dead baby in their pocket? Fucking animal. This world is getting deranged. And like I said, don't want to have to take this up to the next level because I was just like you, but I have to. I have no choice. These are 9 dead babies on our hands. Like, between the two of us, even if we split it, that's like 4.5 dead babies each on our conscience. So there's no way that I'll be able to explain it to my wife, um, in which I love under God. Um, yeah, we can't have this. And I know what you're thinking, that I'm being ridiculous, right? Like, what's the big deal? If I didn't have these, I'd be doing it anyways. I'd just be pulling out, you know, just doing the pull out method. Quick, just just gonna put this out there. That spreading dead babies anywhere else, whether you are pulling out and putting it in a tissue, on the sheets, uh, in your hand. I don't know what the fuck you kind of monsters do. I've even heard I've even heard of people throwing dead babies on their sexual partner. I would never be able to look at that stomach or back again the same way. And I didn't believe it. And I did watch that tape to prove that this does happen. And I did rewind it over and over and over again until I couldn't stop unseeing. Getting triggered. I washed away those sins. I washed away those sins. All sex that doesn't lead to a baby is murder. So if you are with a partner that is not able to conceive, but you are, they are committing a crime every single time that you bust a load. I want that to sink in for a bit. It's a crime to let a perfectly healthy egg or perfectly good little swimmers go to waste. And I don't want to hear about this treatment shit that's making so many couples happy. I don't want to hear that shit. You're going to jail. And I feel sad for you because nobody gave you this talk. Nobody. Nobody. So I could just take these. Could take these 3 condoms. Let you go. But I got a feeling that you're just gonna be wiping dead babies in a Kleenex or something like that. Because I've seen your type before. Like I said, I was you. Um, and even though I am a good man under God now, I can't in good consciousness let this go. You can choose life, son. You can choose life. It's okay. It's okay. And bless the 12 kids that me and Karen have. Every single time we have had sex, we have achieved procreation. And those were the 12 best times of my life, not the birth, the conception. Okay. I'm a man of God. I'm a man of God. I'll let you slide with this one. You can go. You can go. I'm feeling generous today. And if you want to mention me tonight around your supper table for blessing or tucking your kids in, of course you don't. Shame. Tucking yourself in and you're saying your nightly prayers, feel free to mention me for the enlightenment that I've bestowed upon you. It's been my gift to you. There, there are a couple little snafus before you do go. Just want to check the rest of your belongings. Make sure that that was it. No, no. I'll let you keep the rubbers. Hold on. Let me just put a hole in them. There you go. Now you can still be safe, and the swimmers get to swim. Okay. Um, yeah, you could still use them. That's what a lot of kids don't know is you can use them, but if they don't have at least a pinky's worth of hole right at the tip, then then they are illegal. We're gonna have to take that as contraband. But because we're just letting this pass, and I'm assuming that there's gonna be no dead babies. We got 3 condoms. We're gonna have 3 to 9 babies. Okay, so I don't want to actually be registered to. I don't want to go to any baby showers. I don't care about your registry or anything like that. I know that I happily support life and everything, but I'm just tapped out. There's so many baby monitors that I've had to buy over the lifetime of preaching this message that at this point I frankly cannot afford anymore on this salary. But my thoughts will be with you again for these 3 to 9 kids. Um, so here's your condoms, and I just need to check the rest of your belongings. Hmm. What's this? This whole time I've been talking about this fucking housewife, and you think that it's okay to just have a gram of marijuana yourself? The devil's lettuce. So, what's your plan, sicko? Because now I'm starting to get a full fucking picture. You meet a lady, she's nice, lady of God, and you take out the devil's lettuce and you put it on, I don't know, a rolled up cigarette because that's perfectly fine. I don't care if you smoke tobacco. I don't care if you have nicotine. I don't care if you have Percocets or any of the other type of things that we have deemed as perfectly fine to intoxicate yourself with, look like a zombie with, whatever you want to fill in the blank with. You just wanted to use this, sprinkle some of that mystical Mary Jane on that. Take a couple puffs with her. Bam. She's out like a light. And you were going to take this beautiful woman and turn her on. Have a good time with her. Enjoy each other's fucking company. make her feel like everything was safe, because it is. Everything is safe. And so, bam, I was thinking we take it to the next level. I was thinking the same thing. We've been dating for a couple months and blah, 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 blah. You're not fucking married. And the next thing you know, you're bringing out the old condaroo. Except you have one with your original plan without a fucking pinky hole in it. Trying to hold all those swimmers captive. Nobody's gonna fucking leave the pool today. And you just think it's alright. You're gonna wake up to her the next morning. Give her a kiss. Tell her she's beautiful. Tell her you had a great time. Maybe get some coffee. A little bit of breakfast, depending if she's a morning person that even likes to have breakfast. And you were just gonna try to have a regular, degular relationship with her. Like you didn't just murder a fucking shit ton of babies. You could have had triplets. You could have chose life. Disgusted. I'm disgusted. You know, there is a way in which we can forget about all of this. How would you like to spread the message of what we've been talking about? You know, I think this is the beginning of a beautiful relationship. And I feel like after this exquisite talk, there's honestly nothing else that you need to know. There's no nuance to any of these topics. There's no gray area. It's all black and white. It's either right or it's wrong. It's either something approved or disapproved under God. Okay? And we've covered extensively why you should be choosing life every time. We've covered extensively why putting any sort of substance that makes you feel good and not hurt anybody and just kind of chill and do your own thing, all of that is wrong. We've even talked about how somebody choosing to end their own beautiful, beautiful time here. Completely wrong. In fact, anybody that tries and fails, we're going to lock them up. We're going to observe them. We're going to make them talk to people about this. And yeah, we're going to make this illegal. We're going to make a law about this. We're going to put it in black and white. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking. It is. It is more important than cannibalism. It is. There should be a law here. And I think you're worried about the wrong things, frankly. Shouldn't be worried at all. Anyways, getting off track. So we talked about all of that. Is there anything else that is very we kind of briefly mentioned it. I mean, marriage, you got to do it. You got to do it. And if you end up having a child with somebody out of wedlock, we're going to make you jump through hoops as if you guys aren't both the parents. It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be a thing. Um, I do want to. I do want to say you're welcome for getting you to this point. Frankly, I know you didn't think that you didn't wake up thinking you'd be enlightened today, but really quickly, just to make sure everybody is aware that this has all been hypothetical. Anything that we've been discussing, of course, it's just conspiracy theory, and you honestly should take it with a grain of salt. And I don't I don't want anybody jumping off the ledge with this. They need to they need to realize that the gray areas that we make up, it's just that we're making it up. There are no nuances. There is no black and white. There are no people that are controlling people. There are no, you know, groups of picked people that get to make the rules for everybody else and get to dictate that, you know, what is illegal and what isn't. Um, Everything that is in place is there for a reason. It's been thought through. There's no incentive behind it. There's no, especially not money. Like, money is never the issue. Money is never the problem. In fact, too much money is probably their issue. They more than they could ever need. They're just giving it away in swoops of money is what I've heard. Swoops is the term of phrase that was used. Yeah. So um, if I happen to be shut down, it's because one of you thought that this wasn't hypothetical and actually took this serious. And it was somebody that is on the same side as me, more than likely, that, we know what's right. They know, rather, they know. So because they know, we know. And that's all that matters. Um, we're on the right side of history with this one. But if for some reason this is getting deleted, it's because I was misconstrued. Again, completely hypothetical. Please don't take anything that I'm saying serious. It makes me sleep better at night knowing that people know how serious it is. Try not to trigger myself. How serious it is to choose life.